I don't think that's necessarily correct. Just because there's a cord, you can't see it because it's black. Yeah. So Shawn, go ahead and Jesus, shocked me. Yeah, go ahead and come in, Shawn. You definitely need to come in. There you go. That's better.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that? Can I?
That's okay. Yeah, you're good there. But your elbow is kind of like on the edge.
Mine is?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So he didn't need that elbow anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's right-handed, so
I
think.
All right. Are we? Yeah, we're recording.
Yeah, we're recording. All right.
Yeah. So hold on, is this the?
Yeah. Dang, it's been a little bit since you've been on the captain's chair, man.
Messed up. Make sure we get that.
Now we get it. Oh, we didn't record it. Check.
Hey, man.
I definitely feel like I'm from Nevada.
Shout out to Nevada, man. I was just about to say it.
Hey, you been taking notes from Shawn?
Oh, you got the little fade out going?
I've been practicing on the weekends when y'all aren't around. I've been going in the podcast room and practicing on my fading and not barber fading, like fading the intro. I don't do any of that.
I was definitely mixed up.
My guy John at Mavericks in Texas City, shout out John Job. He does the fading here, and I do the fading on the Roadcaster. Shawn also does the fading.
Hey,
Shawn, I think maybe like one of your parents was from Nevada or something, because you have a little in your blood, with the fading. You need to ask him.
Little Nevadian.
Mom, did you ever live in Nevada for any reason?
There we go, man.
I don't know how I feel about this chair.
Get to the bottom of it.
It's how sometimes you can have like a stopper on the chair.
Yeah, does it not have a stopper?
This one
on
doesn't
that?
have a stopper. So
It's not the greatest chair. It's
you
just,
gotta be careful.
It's what I had, man.
Bear with us, y'all. First and foremost, it's 18 degrees outside.
It's really
That's
cold.
the number one problem. Secondly, we got a brand new studio. It's about 300,000 square feet.
Yeah. It's a complex. It's a complex, actually.
Yeah, we downsized a little bit to a smaller complex, and we have a whole new. You're gonna see us work the kinks out, just like we did in the beginning when Phil and I were sitting next to each other with one microphone,
with GoPros up your nose.
We had to turn like the office furniture on its side and stuff to like get it out of the frame. We
all
had
kinds of weird stuff.
We had to do some weird stuff, dude.
Yeah, man.
But we got a new setup. So we're going to work the kinks out of it, and I promise, and if you're watching the video, or if you're not watching the video, it probably doesn't make any difference.
You can probably hear it, though.
you can hear there's because it's kind of echoey.
There's quite a bit of echo.
Yeah, well, we're going to get some stuff in here. We're going to get some dampeners in here to
Get it dampened up.
Get the sound dampened, right? Is that what it's called when you dampen the sound, the noise?
Yeah.
Kind of absorb.
Yeah.
I was going to go to like the Home Depot. I think you could just get a big piece of carpet.
Yeah.
I was going to buy some moving blankets today just to like have.
Oh, yeah. You could just lay out moving blankets, honestly, on the ground. Yeah.
Or we could put them on that wall over there or something. Right next to the Picasso that we have, the original Picasso that we have on this side.
They're not ready to see that. Shawn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So also we apologize.
Statue of David off in the side.
It's decided that since Shawn's right-handed, we don't need his left elbow in the frame.
Don't need it, man. Don't need it.
But anyway,
there's not a lot of left-handed people out there, man.
I don't know I wonder what the ratio is.
Dude, I think it's really small.
Yeah, like really maybe like 10, 20%
I'd say
of people.
5.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get on the Google machine. Well, I don't have good service right now.
Nah, the service over here is not that good. I've
See, I'm gonna have to call the governor of Texas and see if Greg Abbott, see if we can get some better service in this area.
Old Abby.
Yeah,
get old Abby.
Hey, dude, listen. I know, like, you think you got problems going on, but guess what? I need my service fixed.
Yeah,
over
it's
here.
not very good over here for whatever reason, but it's all good.
It is what it is.
So it's literally like 25 degrees outside, and we're in, I wouldn't say South Texas, Gulf Coast, Texas. And we're not used to this. There's pipes breaking everywhere. This is like the second year in a row. Because what is it, February 21, we had the hard freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then now it's December 22.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it was February 21 when we had the big freeze.
Oh, man, okay.
So it's been almost 2 years. But back-to-back years. Just one was in February, one was in December. And somebody needs to get Vladimir Putin over here to get his weather back and take it back to Moscow because I don't like it.
Yeah.
We don't like it.
I feel like it's colder now than it was during that big freeze than when they,
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. When you go outside right now, it's extra cold.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
once the wind's ripping too.
Yeah, I was telling Darryl that this is the perfect day to get all your cardio in because as soon as I'm outside of the car, I'm out. I'm running. Somewhere.
Yeah. Sean was like,
I'm shuttle running like it's the physical fitness test.
presidential award.
There you go.
Sean, so we were loading all this stuff up from my house and moving it over here. And like Sean would like have a box and he'd go to the front door and I'd be like, all right, I'll open it for you. And I open the door and he like runs to the car, throws it in there, turns around, and running back to the yard. And I'm like, dude.
Like I was trying to do the 400-meter dash.
And I'm like, dude, I will stay right inside right here, Sean, and I'll cheer for you the whole time while you're running.
Oh, I looked it up. Approximately, so studies suggest that approximately 10% of the world is left-handed.
10%.
Jeez, that's nothing.
That I feel like it's actually less though.
You feel like it's less
Because Darryl, think about it. Remember when we played Little League baseball? Mm-hmm. Think about in baseball, there's 9 people on the field. And
how many of those people?
there's 12 or 13 on a team in Little League or when we played. And how many of the kids it was rare. When you saw a kid left-handed, it was weird.
Yeah.
Less than one person per team.
One thing you have to consider too, though, like think about somebody like my dad. My dad threw the baseball with his left hand, but he batted right-handed and he wrote with his right hand.
Wow.
It's very weird.
Huh.
And then you have like...
I don't know if there's anything that I'm better at my left hand with than mine.
And then you have like Jessica's dad. He was like a full-blown, everything was left-handed. He wrote with his left hand, he threw with his left hand, he batted left-handed, he was just lefty.
Yeah.
So like, how do you categorize? I don't know how it works.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't know if that's full, like...
How do they do this study?
Ambidextrous.
How do they do this study?
Is it a double blind?
Dude, bro, it's a...
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's a Siri knowledge. That's it, bro.
Okay.
I'm not going to dive into
Google
that.
sponsored.
We're not going to dive into that. But you know what we are going to dive into?
Look at that segue.
We're going to dive into the 2022 wrap-up for OTG as a whole and for us as individuals. We're going to talk a little bit about 2023 goals, a little bit, but mostly the wrap-up and do a little bit of foreshadowing. And we're going to close this baby out because this is going to be the last podcast of the year of 2022. Because what is it? December 23rd. Yep. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Dad. It's my dad's birthday today.
Wow. I didn't know that.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, man, we're going to talk about wrapping up 2022 and do a little bit of what we accomplished this year and where we're going. So,
well, wait 1 second. Are you going to do anything for your dad's birthday? That's awesome.
Well, my dad's passed.
Yeah, I mean, do you do anything, celebratory? Little.
I don't know, man.
Do you hit up the...
he wasn't a big celebration guy.
Hey, man.
I mean, I definitely would have.
Dad.
Lemon ball.
We could go play lemon ball. Well, that's an outdoor activity. We ain't going outdoors right now. Yeah, we're staying right here.
There's
inside.
nothing going on outdoors. You're
Indoors. Indoors.
What's...
Indoors.
At minimum, we could just jam some Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Some Kenny Wayne Shepherd or some Conway Twitty.
Yeah, there you go.
My dad's music taste were phenomenal, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, there you go. Some con twit, bro.
Some con twit.
Con twit going.
So yeah, working out the kinks in the new studio. But Shawn, yeah, thank you for acknowledging that. And maybe I will do something this evening. Go get some my dad was German chocolate cake fanatic.
Sounds great.
You know what else he liked? He wasn't a big foodie, but German chocolate cake. And he liked the little Hostess, the little chocolate, like the black cupcakes with the white.
Okay.
Ding dong.
Yeah, ding dong.
Is that what those are?
Yeah, my mom loved ding dongs.
And
in the freezer.
yeah, they had the little white swirl.
Yeah.
He just called them cupcakes. He was like,
you know what though? No,
I think it is.
I'm wrong. It's not a ding dong was plain all the way around like chocolate, but those were just like Hostess cupcakes. I think.
Yeah, well, he just called them cupcakes. Mm-hmm. I don't know because I remember whatever he called them wasn't what they were actually called, and I'm like, Dad, that's not what they're called.
You know what I remember about your dad? Other than undeniable love,
Yeah,
tuna salad.
Yeah.
with the apples in it.
Tuna salad with the apples in it, dude. So my dad was he was raised by two parents that brought up 6 boys in and or near the Great Depression.
Okay.
And so like anything laying around in the house that was moderately edible, it could go into a bowl with other things that were moderately edible, and you could moderately eat it.
Yeah, he was like,
That's kind of how it worked, right?
He like pretty much pioneered the whole Chipotle thing, right? Just taking everything and mixing it up.
Yeah, what's the word they use? Goulash.
There you go.
Is that what they use when they just
Goulash.
throw everything into a
When
pot?
I was a kid, my grandpa goulash was like macaroni and cheese with hamburger meat. For whatever reason, she called that goulash.
I call that hamburger helper.
That sounds,
I know, but
that sounds fantastic.
But most people do. But my grandma called it goulash.
Well, I think goulash can be whatever you want it to be. I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways.
tuna salad with the apples, dog.
Yeah, I think you should have a box.
Sara
of
Lee
the-
bread. You had to have
yeah.
type of bread. Oh, and Peter Pan peanut butter only.
There you go.
He don't with no Jif. He don't mess with no Hill Country Fair brand. It's got to be Peter Pan.
None of that stirring bullshit.
None
where
of
you gotta
that.
stir it
No,
up,
Peter
all
Pan only.
Organic.
Oh yeah, no, he ain't playing that shit. It's got to have Peter Pan.
Creamy or
on there.
crunchy? Which one?
He's creamy guy for sure. Yeah.
Crunchy.
So
Crunchy's pretty.
shout out, Dad. Happy birthday.
Happy B-Day.
And we're gonna roll into our topic of the day, boys. Do you want me to kick this thing off, Phil?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Nah.
So wrapping
You
up,
got the floor.
wrapping up 2022. I'm gonna let Phil go into in depth about OTG itself, and I'm gonna kind of talk more about me and what I was able to accomplish, and then what I plan on doing in 2023. I think we covered that a little bit on a previous show.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. 2023 or 2022 was an interesting year. We had some some health issues within the family, and it went on for several months, and it kind of flipped Jessica and I on our heads in a way. It definitely flipped us on our heads, and I'm not going to go into too many details about that on the show, but it definitely could have it could have really knocked us way far off the rails and caused a lot of issues, but we were resilient, and we're still going through it, and Jessica's still going through it. We're still going through it together, but we're trying to keep our faith strong and keep trucking along, keep accomplishing goals. But with that being said, we did add another property to our real estate portfolio.
Nice.
Early on in the year. Hold on. No.
Oh, damn.
Now we can.
I wish it could have been like a fart noise or
Yeah.
something.
But so we added another property to our real estate portfolio in 2022, and it was a biggie because it was one of our more expensive ones, but more importantly, it was our first short-term rental that we did. We've done only long-term up to this point, and so we bought a house, we turned it into an Airbnb, and it cost us a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort, only for us to figure out that short-term's not really our thing. It's not really what we want to do, but that's okay. It was a huge, it was successful. It's not like we lost big and it crushed us financially or anything. We actually did make some money, as far as a return on our investment. We were in the green, but we did take that experience and had several sit downs and decided that the short-term rental market is just not our thing right now. It's just not what we want to do.
What's the big difference between the two? I'm not super.
So whenever you have a long-term, first of all landlords are different and they set up their leases differently. But for a general broad sweep, with a long-term property, talking a year or longer, is what I would consider to be a long term. the tenant is, responsible for utilities and for the lawn care, and depending on the landlord, for the lawn care and for, they have to clean, like with an Airbnb, you have to go in and clean the house every time somebody leaves.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like all that stuff is on the tenant, right? They do their own laundry and clean their own house and mow their own yard. And I think a lot of them like that because it is their home, right? They feel a little sense of pride. And they're both tenants are receiving a product from the landlord in return for their money. It's just a different product. So there was a lot of turnover with the short-term rental. There was somebody in and out every weekend. And we're having to get it cleaned every single time. And I'm paying all of the utilities and I'm lining up the lawn guy. And, people just don't, you got to make sure that, the trash gets taken to the road on trash day. And there's a lot of,
you're a lot more involved.
Yes.
Or you are. Rather than
logistically, the landlord, unless you hire a management company, which is expensive, which is another issue. We are a lot more physically involved with the day-to-day at the property. Whereas with a long-term, they pay you one set rate and you're responsible for fixing any issues if something breaks and so forth. But, they got their own utilities and they're taking their own trash to the road and they're cleaning their own house and they're mowing their own lawn. And a long-term is cheaper, right, for the tenant, if you do the math on it, than a short-term, but that's the difference in the products. So Jessica and I just realized that, we both work full-time. And that's just not what we want to do right now. We don't want to devote the time to the short term. Mm-hmm. We would rather move a long-term tenant in there, lower the rates, and be less involved.
Yeah.
For now. Gotcha. And then maybe, if and when we get to a point where one or both of us is not working full time, then maybe we can have that time to manage the property more. So that's kind of what we found out over this year. It was a great learning opportunity for both of us because you can listen to 100 different podcasts and 100 different YouTube videos, and they'll tell you 100 different things. There's the people that are only short-term and the people that are only long-term. And there's all these different techniques. You could listen to Bigger Pockets podcasts all day long, all the different episodes. Mm-hmm. And they're very good about bringing different people on there from different parts of the country and the world and explaining their strategy as a property investor. And there's so many different strategies and different landlord investing styles and landlording styles, depending on the part of the country you're in, depending on the market that you're in. So I'm not bashing that. Just for us right now, where we're at with our careers and our lives, the short term is not for us. So we did learn that this year. And we have since, actually this month, we converted it back to a long-term rental. Okay. And we're working on getting a new tenant in there. So we're not going to get rid of the property. We're just going to, what is it called when you utilize something differently? We're just going to utilize it differently, leverage it differently. And we're going to continue down the path, that we've been on. Outside of that, we just, have, to the best of our ability, grown our careers that we work at full time. Both Jessica and I have, over the course of this year, either gotten raises or added, like Jessica's a sales rep, she's added commission. Nice. So we've kind of bumped. I'm not saying that we went from rags to riches, but we did increase, we did improve over this year, and we just learned a lot. This year was a lot. There was a lot of life lessons. There was a lot of struggle. There was a lot of trials, and we came closer through it all. Nice. And for that reason, I'm grateful. And moving forward, we will. I don't know. We'll take the lessons and the trials and use them for the good. Use them for the good that we learned from them. So I'm grateful, and we're gonna keep moving forward. As far as next year, I don't know if I want to do we talked a little bit about this a few podcasts ago, but personally, I'm just going to say, I'm going to do some fitness related things with my physique. I'm going to do some fitness related things with my running, with my goals for running. Probably roll that out later, different show, maybe we'll do the YouTube video or something, or some shorts on that or something like that in the future. But I do have some fitness goals. Financially, I would like to acquire more real estate over the course of 2023. With the interest rates the way that they are, I'm not quite sure what that looks like for me just yet. So we'll have to plan accordingly later on. Outside of that, just be the best husband, best friend, the best brother, the best son that I can be, man. And be grateful for every day. That's my goal right now for 2023. What y'all think, man?
I'm jamming. That's cool. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it seems like that's all you really can do. And, as long as you can go through those like hard parts, and how you roll with those punches with your partner is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, that y'all are able to grow from it and learn from it is 100% even better. It's like, it sucks to go through something and you're sitting there wondering like, man, why did this happen?
Yeah.
But it's like, man, if you can leave the situation and be like, well, I know not to do that again. That fucking sucked. And it's like, hey.
It wasn't really, you're absolutely right. It wasn't really like anything like that personal. It definitely wasn't anything.
And not even just with the rental
Jessica.
problem, just that.
Yeah. No, but with what we went through in 2022, it could have been real easy to just fall apart or fall asleep at the wheel and just kind of go, and just kind of get way off track off in the weeds. But we didn't, we've maintained. And Jessica, her and I, we're going to stay on top of this thing and keep on trucking, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's the goal. Oh, yeah. More podcasts, more content.
Yeah.
More training sessions with my guys here, guys. And that's the goals, man. That's what I got. What you got, Phil?
Well, as far as goals, we pretty much talked about that last time. So we'll
like, how did 2022 go?
Yeah. So for 2022 was pretty interesting. I mean, I feel like at the gym we kind of have reached a point where we're ready to kind of get to that next level. That sounded weird.
No,
I think it was in the shop.
Here, come
okay.
Come on.
Am I out?
Yeah.
Over there?
Bro, we are tweaking.
All right. Appreciate that.
In a good way, though. Not
Yeah.
I'm not like doing like crack tweaking. I'm like tweaking the microphone.
I don't know what crack tweaking
I was
is.
listening to him.
Well, like when they say somebody's tweaking out or somebody's
They're coked out.
That's
Okay,
like
gotcha,
a crackhead, right? Or a coke. Yeah.
Crackhead, cokehead.
Are they the same thing?
Are they?
Kinda.
Why do I feel like a cokehead would like slap me if I called him a crackhead?
Don't ever call me a crackhead. I do coke only, and then vice versa.
Yeah, right.
Now, if you call a crackhead a cokehead, is he like, man, I ain't no wuss, dog. I do crack, bro.
I do crack.
I don't know none of that weak coke stuff. I don't know.
Oh man, I can't afford to do coke, bro. I'm a crackhead. That's it, bro.
I don't know the rules, dude.
This is far out of my specialty.
Yeah, way out of my league.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Phil.
But yeah, I think in 2022 we kind of reached a pivotal moment with the gym for sure, with OTG, where for a long time I thought that having 100 clients was going to be kind of that place where we felt really good, we can get everything done, and the business is running the way we wanted to, right? Well, we found out real quick that the number is definitely more than that.
Right.
Then I thought, well, it's going to be about 150. We get to 150 people, our business is running good, everything's smooth, all the bills are getting paid, everything's good. We get there, it's still nothing.
Yeah.
So the next thing for sure is to keep moving that up. But I think in this past year was a big realization for me for what our business really could look like. Because, we actually did the expansion in 2021, but it was the very end. It was like October, November of 21. So this whole year we kind of got into the groove of working with more space, having more staff, right? Obviously Shawn came on with us full time.
Hold on.
Now we got it.
I knew they'd
Now we got
apply.
it. Yep. So, that was a big thing for us is, having someone to control all the content on a full-time basis. It's very stress relieving for me. So that was really nice. I think we just hit a lot of good growth with OTG as a whole. I feel like the podcast I don't even know when our first podcast was, to be honest.
I couldn't tell you, dude.
Yeah, I have no clue, but I feel like this past year we kind of hit a groove with it, and I definitely want to keep that rolling forward and have it, really structured and organized until we can keep popping these things out. You know what I'm saying, with no issues, and I think we're real close to that with this new studio.
Well, Shawn's a major key.
Yeah, for
being
sure.
on board.
Being here all the time just makes a huge difference for me because people think that, post on social media, and it's fun. And dude, it's different when you want to do it versus when you feel like you have to as part of your job. It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
For a long time, I did a lot of it myself. And then, we had Lucas helping out for a while, which was really great. But that's still not the same as having somebody there 5 and 6 days a week. Full time.
And that's all they do.
Yeah, exactly. Made a huge difference for us. So, we hit a real good growth period, with the business and kind of opening my eyes. I had a meeting with, our accountant the other day about this year and getting taxes done and everything. So, I'm really seeing a lot of the numbers and seeing how things are going out. So I've learned a lot as well. Our business is way more structured and organized than it was a year ago. It's just a learning phase. It takes time.
You're telling me you're getting better with time?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So you're telling me you're putting the time in and you're getting better.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of improvement to do.
And a lot of people that don't understand how that formula works.
They really don't.
And also the action. The action is being taken.
So I realized that we've been taking action for going on almost 5 years. So 4.5 years, now as we speak, but for sure, lots of learning lessons as well. We had a few occasions that, they come, at a surprise as always, and new things. So that was real interesting.
Never conveniently learn a lesson the hard way.
That's a great way.
It's convenient that I'm learning this the hard way right now. It doesn't happen like that.
I've definitely learned a lot of big things, in this past year. And then personally, having a very supportive partner that I know is always there has been really great this year. Denver and I met early in this year. And so now, later in the year, as we've gotten to know each other better and better, that's only getting better all the time, which is really great. I think that's an important piece. I see what you and Jess have and how y'all interact and the things that you do for each other, and it's very inspiring. I don't know if I ever told you that, but
no, you haven't. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's really inspiring to see what you guys can do. As a couple,
as a team, we're a team.
As a team, because a relationship is about two independent people that could survive on their own coming together to be stronger together.
Two brains are better than one.
And part of it is like you said, Jessica could definitely do it without me, and I could definitely. I'm talking about life in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Could do it without her. Yeah. But we have chosen to build each other up as a team.
That's right.
Build our team together.
Exactly. So and when you first start,
stack our wins together.
Exactly. And I'm sure as everyone goes through this, when you first get in a relationship, you're kind of figuring out the kinks, figuring out each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Certainly.
And where you need to support each other and where what your partner's strong suits are. So I feel like I did a lot of that this year, figuring out what my partner's strong suits are, also letting her know what my vulnerabilities are.
Yeah. I'm sure Denver did that as well.
Yeah. And it's a thing that I think that it's probably going to continue as well, but I think that we did a pretty good job this year.
I think that as time goes on, you'll never stop, I guess, learning about your spouse or your significant other.
Mm-hmm. People are always growing and people are always changing. So it's just like,
Jessica and I know I can speak personally. I'm not the same person that Jessica met several years ago. Definitely have grown, have changed, I think, for the better. Mm-hmm. And I would go as far as to say that she's not the same girl that I met several years ago.
In a good way.
In a good way.
In a growth way.
Right. She's not the same exact person. And I think that if people are staying the same for years and years and years, there's a problem.
Probably an issue there.
Yeah. And I'm not saying like you got somebody like Phil, who's one of the most honest and moral, like he's just a good person. You should stay that way forever.
Oh yeah.
But
right.
with the bad things like bad habits. And
right, bad habits. You shouldn't like stick in a rut and say, "Hey, what I've accomplished so far is good enough, and I don't want anything else."
Right.
You should be ambitious. You should be trying to grow. You should be making changes to move forward. Oh my goodness! You shouldn't drop your keys during the middle of a podcast.
Definitely
See, we were just talking about these need better pockets.
These I love these pants.
They look super.
Me and Darryl have the
comfy.
same pants on.
Yeah. Best friends, we wear the same pants.
Yeah.
But the pockets are lacking.
Yeah, they got some trash pockets.
Yeah,
But they hit up Chad Lemons and tell him. But
You do some pocket R&D.
yeah, some research and development. But you should definitely remain moral and remain honest and remain reliable. But you shouldn't remain in the same spot, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
And Jessica and I are both in much different spots and are striving for much different goals than we were when we met each other. And that's just through growth together.
Right.
And I've already seen that with you in Denver. On an, I guess a younger scale, Jessica and I have just been at it longer. That's the difference. And you in Denver, I feel we'll get there. She's a great girl. Shout out, I saw her today. She gave me some ramen.
Dang.
Shout out to
Well,
Danny.
I bought it.
I was gonna see if y'all wanted to go to Ginya tonight, but Darryl's already been once, so. What do you think? I'm not sure what's going on here. We'll see.
Imagine a world where you can get Ginya twice in one day.
I was wondering. I was like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I was wondering where we're going there.
Yeah, I didn't know where I was either.
Well, we'll figure that out at the show, because I'm not gonna lie. I need to run today still, but I'm starving right now.
Hungry.
For sure.
So Denny
But-
is a good girl.
Yeah, great.
And y'all
for
have
sure.
a future together, and y'all are going to build each other up.
And then the last thing, as far as this year, I think this year was the first year that I realized that what we have going on is like really real.
Talking about this?
Yeah, this.
Yeah, OTG.
This.
It's just
Yeah.
OTG.
It's
a real
like
thing.
a real thing.
Yeah.
And for the first few years, obviously, I believed in it, but I was scared out of my mind.
Yeah.
And I still am every single day. But something kind of hit me really recently, throughout this year, that, what we have is real. Because, and I think what did that was there's a period of time where, before Shawn came on full time, we kind of like, there was no marketing situation going on.
Yeah.
And our growth continued.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the year, we were having a lot of cancellations for various reasons. And so we went in and really revamped the whole system.
Yeah.
We started using some different
Reinvented
software. Yeah, some different software. We used something for reminders. That we redid the way we work the schedule, the way the staff works and everything. And, our turnover is way down.
Yeah.
So our retention is up with our clientele still increasing. And when people cancel, there's nothing but good feedback.
Right.
And so it's just different. And that being said, it just hit me in a certain way where I feel confident that we are going to continue to grow. Where in the past, every time we went through a growth phase, all I was thinking about was like, how long is this going to last? How long until it stops? What are we going to do when it stops?
Crash,
What's going to happen? How are we going to keep surviving? I'm scared to hire somebody because we're going to increase our expenses. But what if this growth doesn't continue? Where now it's more like, all right, well, what are we going to do to handle this growth? Because I know it's going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just
More
different.
confidence
Yeah,
building.
the confidence is there. And don't get me wrong, I'm still pretty worried every day, but it's a different type of anxiety.
Well, it's because it's like, I think it's because it's your thing,
Yeah.
It's like, I think that you wouldn't worry like that if it wasn't yours. Like if you're a guy, like saying you worked at Kroger's for years and you built a career working at Kroger's for years, that dude's probably like, hey, well, I'm just going to go to Kroger's and work my job. And it's going to just be there,
Yeah,
It's not really mine, but it's like, yeah, this is yours. It's like, man, I don't want anything to happen to my thing. This is mine.
Right. And for sure, I think what causes my anxiety now with it is that nobody really understands what it takes for everything to work.
Yeah.
No one other than me knows what it took. I can tell you guys all day long, but until you experience what it's like to create this thing and how hard it really is. Like no one understands.
Oh, yeah.
So I still have like anxiety a little bit about that, you know, but at the same time, I have a confidence now that it's going to continue to work and continue to grow.
Yeah.
So that happened this year. I think that was a big one for me as well. So
Very
feels pretty good. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah,
Also, you're moving soon.
Yeah.
When are you actually moving?
Probably February. Yeah. So we got
Just
this.
cuz?
Oh, so this is just the okay. So this
Yeah.
is
Well, there's still a couple things that need to be done here.
yeah, we did see that. We were looking around.
Yeah, we'll
We're
get
scoping
moved
the place
in.
out.
But yeah, probably. I got to put in my notice. You know where I live now. Yeah. And then we'll get moved in over here pretty soon. Yeah, probably throughout January, February, hopefully for sure.
Nice.
You know.
Big things for 2023.
Yeah.
What you got for 2023, Phil? Quick overview.
Marathon. As far as the business is concerned, continue to grow.
Yep.
And then continue to learn. That's it. Really, all the only major thing, you know, like as we talked about last time, was physically the marathon, relationship, create the goals together, and then personal goals was to have more money invested than, which may have changed a little bit actually, because after a meeting with our accountant the other day, they kind of got me rethinking a little bit of that, because it seems as if we need to figure out a way to expend,
spend
more
money.
Yeah. So that being said, you know, I want to definitely continue to grow this podcast, and whatever we need to invest into it, I'm not too concerned about.
Yeah.
As long as we see something at the end of the day, like, you know, creating something out of the podcast and making it something really real, and, you know, being able to have some type of, and this is not monetizing this thing is not all that important to me. I have fun with it. We're friends hanging out, you know, having a good time. But at the end of the day, it has to make sense as well. So I want to make sure that in 2023 that comes together, and whatever it takes to do that, I'm willing to make it happen.
10-4.
Okay.
Sean, what you got, dude? 2022. Quick overview. End of the year.
Man, 2022. So I think the way 2022 started for me, it was kind of like a lot of other ones, like we spoke about in the last one. I don't really set a lot of rock solid goals as far as like writing them down or actually like putting them somewhere. But I guess growth was a big one in this year. So I really wanted to grow and shoot more and create more, definitely. But earlier in the year, that's when, was it earlier in the year or late last year? One of those two.
Perfect.
The job that I worked before for about 9 or 10 years, we found out that it was selling. So when we found that out, things got a little weird, things just there in general, because I found out before anyone else should have known. And so it was it got a little weird. Some things got a little crazy, and I ultimately decided that I wanted to just try something different. I was like, I really want to put more into wisdom media and being able to create more. So I went part-time in the beginning of the year, and it was scary. It was scary shit. It was just like, man, it was the first month there was like no real business. Like I said in that like couple episodes ago, there was no real business, and then it really started pouring in on that like second or the third month of the year, March. Yep. And so I was like, man, that was awesome. And so after that, I was like, okay, kind of like how Phil was saying, I was like, I was realizing, I was like, man, this is kind of a thing, you know, people are booking often and they're, you know, they're sharing sharing the content. They really like it. And I was like, I enjoy making it. And, so after that, I decided, we need to work somewhere different. So I got the job at Kroger's kind of on a whim. I wasn't really planning when I left my previous job, and I went to Kroger's, found that. And then a little bit after that, I started OTG, and it's been great. It's been great so far. I've been able to create full-time on a full-time basis now. I wouldn't have, if you would have asked me this 2-3 years ago, I wouldn't have thought, you know, I was very, very complacent and kind of just chilling at the shop, trying to like figure it out from there. So this year was a good year for growth and creation. I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like I'm a better creator than I was last year, big time.
Definitely.
I feel more confident, like we were talking about earlier. I feel more confident creating. I I look at like video timelines and I don't feel like, oh man, I don't know what's going on here. It's like I kind of have a little bit more of an idea. I've created.
So you're telling me that you're getting better the more you do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're learning as time goes by and you're taking action?
Taking the action.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
That,
Just want to make sure that.
Not sleeping.
The more you actually
often.
practice it and do it, the better you're getting.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're gonna lose some. Yeah, if it's something that you really, really want, you're gonna lose some sleep. You're gonna have some sleepless nights. You're gonna lose a lot of sleep, and you're gonna be scared. It's really scary. There's a lot of nights where I'm laying there and I'm like, dude, I'm freaked out right now. Like I'm having trouble, but to sleeping and like actually, delivering sometimes. But it's I don't know. We work it out.
Yeah.
I say we as in like me and me and the whole team. It's just like we just kind of figure it out, man. But so this year, growing, creating more. I made a website, which I didn't have that before. I've been just making more videos, so a lot more people have been interacting just with my stuff, my content. Started working out more and just being even more proactive on that. And I've lost the most weight that I've lost in a long time. I actually got down to 178.
Shout out.
Yeah, during the whole, like the height of Shawn Get Shredded. I got sick, but it is what it is.
Hey, man.
It all ended up, I hadn't been that light since high school. So that was pretty nice. That was cool. A lot of confidence building, a lot of self-building, and a lot of this year was trying to find love in things, in other things. You know what I'm saying? Like finding love in your job and in your craft and learning to love that and in yourself even.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of this year. Going into 2023, more growth, more creating. I'm going to run a marathon myself.
More muscle mass.
Yeah, more muscle mass, something like that,
Shawn gets jacked.
Yeah, no. But yeah, just create more. Hopefully find me a little chick. I want to get me I need to be a part of a power couple. That's what I need.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I need.
I'll tell you what. Bring a lot to the table, Shawn.
Thank you, man.
And
thank you. I appreciate
think that there is a lucky lady out there.
Bro, somebody's out there.
That would be very lucky to have somebody like at Shawn Wisdom on Instagram.
Yeah, someone's going to get wisdom.
He's available to DM at any time.
DMs are open.
Open for business. Slide right on it. Is that still a thing? Do people still slide? Is that what they say?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We're old now. We don't know what like the kids say. If you went up to like an 18-year-old,
are y'all still getting jiggy with it?
This looks like a groovy party in here.
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to go steady. Gotcha.
Yeah. They're like, what is this old guy talking about?
Go over to the drive-through.
Yeah. There's some.
I definitely struggle with that. Denver has younger siblings, and sometimes
so she knows she's in the loop.
She's younger too, so sometimes she has to explain things to me for sure. But her siblings, even more so, because they're teenagers, and I'm just like, I don't know what y'all are saying.
It kind of freaks me out sometimes, man. Like when I see when TikTok.
I try to use my context clues though,
Yeah,
sometimes I'm like, where does it come from, and how does it catch on so
rapidly?
So rapidly, was it Denver that was whenever cap first became a thing, and that's like lying, right?
Yeah.
It means no cap. I'm not lying, right? Capping.
Yeah.
So
that's a new one.
So that's just one example of there's millions out there. So first of all, who decided that cap meant lying? Mm-hmm. And how did it become nationwide?
Well, do you remember
any high school kid at that period of time? Is cap still a thing?
Well, no. The thing that's strange,
they don't know what it means.
Cap is still a thing. I don't think it's used as often. But the thing that's kind of crazy is I remember capping as being making fun of someone.
Capping on them.
Yeah, we're capping on them.
Yeah.
Bro, they were capping on me all day.
They were been capping. Yes, I remember that.
And I was like, and then someone was like, yeah, no cap. And I'm like, oh, so you can't talk about that person.
Yeah.
They're like, no, cap, it means lying.
I'm not lying. I don't even know. But how does it become universal?
How does it morph?
Is it taught in elementary schools now? No cap. Because that's how we learn to talk. That's how we learn, right? That everybody knows the same general language and words because they taught us when we were in elementary school.
Yeah.
I know it's definitely
same slang, basically.
Who decides? Is there somebody super popular, say Drake, that goes, I have now deemed cap means lying. And then all the kids are like, well, he knows what he's talking about.
I don't think that's too far
He's
off.
just somebody who's popular.
I think it can definitely start in like the context of a song or something like that. Or it could be something that started off really small and it was only a niche thing on TikTok. Then someone like Drake says it in a song and then it's
it confirms
like
it.
everyone's like, oh,
that's
cap.
But like,
it's confirmation when he uses it.
Exactly.
yeah, but like,
Exactly.
what if I'm the kid that's like, that isn't what that means?
You're trying to start it?
Yeah, or no, like I don't
you're
try
not,
to start.
you're not accepted. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like they.
I guess so. Like, hey, cat does not mean lie. Sorry, you can look it up. It's not in the dictionary. It's not a thing.
Yeah, I think after a while you kind of become that guy that's like, well, I mean, to you it's not lie, but
To me,
everyone else,
that's what it means.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But we're out of the loop. We're old.
Yeah, whatever.
So, guys, 2022 wrap up. It's been a great year. Much more to come. And I plan on sitting right here every December, or in this general setting, in life in general, and go much more to come. That's my goal for like the rest of my life. Going, hey, maybe I didn't win in that particular year. I had some type of hardship or some type of loss or whatever. But my goal is to sit at the end of every year and go, okay, I can accept that for what it was. And I have every intent to grow and evolve and move forward from here. I want to say that every year the rest of my life. That's the goal. All right. Even when I'm 70, go, hey, I had a good year or a bad year. I'm going to learn from these things, good or bad, and I'm going to have a even better year and grow and grow and grow and grow.
No cap?
And, no cap.
No cap.
Yeah. No cap on me and no cap. And you can wear a cap while you do it.
Ooh.
Or I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you say.
No, but I agree. Yeah. Everything
That's my goal,
there
man.
is,
Yeah.
Every
Everyone
year.
just continued growth.
Yeah.
Continued.
And I want to look back every year and say that I gave a solid effort in growing.
Yeah. I tell everybody my biggest fear, I'm not going to say, oh, it's my only fear because I'm not scared of anything. My biggest fear in life, though, is
Roaches. Scared of roaches.
Well, roaches are pretty far up there.
It's up there.
Flying roaches.
Roaches. But my biggest fear is to die or get on my deathbed and realize that I didn't go for it, that I didn't try, that I didn't put my best foot forward and feel like I wasted, my time. I didn't go for it. I didn't grow. I didn't move forward because I was either scared or nervous or lazy or whatever the case is, right? That's my biggest fear. I don't want to do that. Not going to do that. So adopt that 2020, that mentality from 2023 moving forward.
I think I agree there, like in the deathbed and all that, but I imagine just like my family is all been replaced with flying roaches.
Oh,
Just giant flying roaches looking over me. They're just like, hey, man.
So you're laying on your deathbed looking back saying that you didn't give it all you had, and there's also roaches.
there's also a roach.
Well, no, I'm just saying that.
So if you're picking if this is the draft, if this is the fears draft, the Madden draft, and you're picking your number one fear,
And they're just,
it's family replaced with giant roaches.
Yeah.
So when you're talking giant, are you talking like human size?
Like human size?
Like 6'1", 215?
human size sounds insane. Imagine
How big
a
was the
roach in the human
wingspan on a
size.
flying roach in that?
Dude,
In your fear.
Dude, that's huge. I mean, I would think
10 foot plus?
I'm freaking out just thinking about it.
Oh God.
Yeah, no. It's probably
That's a pretty big fear, dude.
That's a big roach.
Yeah.
It's a big roach.
That's a big roach.
Mama
dude.
roach?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
freaking out.
Yeah, I don't want any problems, dude. I'm gonna be walking around with a can of Raid.
And then they show you the mirror and you're a roach.
Oh God. Is that the worst fear ever, to turn into a roach? What if you were a roach yourself and you were scared of yourself?
Whoa.
See, bro?
That's like District. What was that? What was that movie where the guy ended up turning into like a roach monster type of thing?
Man, I have no idea.
District. Fuck. It wasn't. Was it District 9?
I was thinking about Men in Black.
There you go. The worms on there. Yeah. But no, yeah. Biggest fear. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to look back and say like, because you can't do anything. That time, like when that time's gone, it's like, damn.
I didn't go for it.
Can't do anything about that.
If I don't wind up, mega jacked or mega rich or mega quote successful, that I could live with that as long as I tried, as long as I gave it my best effort. I could say, okay, yeah, I didn't achieve all the things I wanted to. I didn't hand stuff down. I didn't make all this money. I didn't acquire all these things or whatever, but I did try. And I did pursue it with tenacity year in and year out. And yeah, I fell short, but I gave it hell. I could go peacefully like that for sure.
I want to say my biggest fear, just probably not just overarching, but one of them just creatively is shooting a whole event just to find out that like the card was like fucked up or something.
That's rough, dude.
That like
a wedding
every time.
Can you imagine calling the bride?
Dude. I watch like videos or watch people talk about video like stuff like that just because I don't even want to like I don't know. That just sounds insane, dude. Could you imagine going to shoot an event, being there all day, getting paid for the event, you get home, you're ready to like edit, and then like the card just like corrupted.
And there's roaches everywhere.
Everyone at the wedding was flying roaches.
All right, guys. Phil's got to run tonight. We got to get these guys some food because they haven't eaten.
Starving.
Denver was nice enough to sell me some ramen earlier. Shout out, Denny.
Any ramen?
Well, no, I went and got it. I went to her. So I didn't know I was going to her. She was there when I went there.
Got it. Yeah.
So,
Just so happy.
Yeah. Well, and she's there a lot because she gets after it. So y'all, write down what you learned in 2022 and how you're going to utilize that knowledge moving forward. And set your goals for 2023 and roll in with a full head of steam. You know, when it comes to holiday dieting, I read this. It was a post. I can't remember what it was by some bodybuilder that I think I follow, or he reposted it. And it basically said, so if you had a small dent in your door and your car was going to the body shop on January 1st, would you just crash into everything you saw until January 1st? Or would you try to say, hey, yeah, I got this small dent, and you just drive it normally, and then January 1st you get the dent fixed and you roll on? It's kind of the same thing with dieting. Are you just going to eat everything you see until January 1st and then fix it?
Is insurance covering the other day?
Damn it, Shawn.
And I'm sitting there like, wait a second. I'm about to go-kart this motherfucker. Like,
So, yeah, guys, start now.
I agree 100%.
Start now. Roll into 2023 with a full head of steam. And just get after it every day. Pursue your goals. Give it hell. Don't look back and say that and think that you wish you would have tried harder.
All right.
Anything else? Gonna go get some food. Gonna go get some running.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little snack, then run, then probably bigger meal after that. Seen you twice?
I've been to Virginia twice.
All right.
I'll go in like this so they won't recognize me. Walk in Virginia. Yeah, like I feel like I know that guy.
No, you don't.
No, you've never seen me before. My name is Carol Baird instead of Darryl Laird. Hey man, nobody judge me if I eat Virginia twice on the same day, okay? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, get after it.